Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are setting up FleetDM using the official Docker-Compose stack. And then we'll enroll our first Linux host, so you can start doing endpoint inventory, live queries, and basic compliance checks. Let's jump in. FleetDM is an endpoint visibility and management platform. Think of it as, give me a live searchable inventory of my endpoints and let me query them on demand. In this video, we'll cover deploying Fleet with the official Docker-Compose files, doing the first web UI setup, installing fleetctl, enrolling a Linux host using the exact command Fleet generates for you, running a live query, adding a simple policy check, and a quick look at the controls section. As always, the guide is in the GitHub repo linked in the description. On the Docker host, create a working directory and change into it. Now download the official compose file and the env sample directly from the Fleet's repo. Copy the env sample to .env. Next, we need a Fleet server private key. Generate one using OpenSSL. Copy that output and edit the env file. Paste it into the Fleet server private key section and set the MySQL passwords. You have two common setups. Option A, you run Fleet behind a reverse proxy like Caddy, Traffic or Nginx. In that case, Fleet itself can run without TLS and your proxy handles HTTPS. For that option, set Fleet server TLS to false. Option B is Fleet servers handles HTTPS directly. Great for a quick lab. For that, you set Fleet server TLS to true and generate your own self-signed certificate. First, let's create a folder for the certificates. Next, let's generate a lab certificate. And set the correct permissions. Now let's start the stack. If you see a container called Fleet in it, that's a one-time helper that prepares some stuff for Fleet to run. It usually shows exited after the first run. That's expected. Fleet also runs DB migrations automatically at startup. If Fleet complains database not initialized, it usually means the init process didn't complete successfully. Check the logs and confirm the containers are healthy. Now we need fleetctl. Quick side note here. fleetctl is not something you run inside the Fleet container. You install it on your admin machine. In this setup, that's our Docker host. So you can generate installer packages and manage Fleet from the CLI. Fleet's documents recommend installing fleetctl via npm. So first, install Node.js. Now install fleetctl. And configure it to talk to your Fleet server. If you're using a self-signed certificate, we'll skip verification for the lab. Now open your browser. HTTPS, your Docker host IP, and port 1337. Walk through the initial setup wizard and create your admin account. Now we'll enroll a Linux host. In the Fleet web UI, click on Add Hosts. Select the Linux tab and choose whether the machine is a workstation or server. Now Fleet will show you a fleetctl package command. Copy that command and make sure the package type matches your distro. Now paste that copied command into your admin machine. If you're using self-signed TLS, you may need --insecure. Then execute the command. This will generate an installation package for your machine. Now copy the generated package to the Linux host you want to enroll. Jump on that host and install the package. Check that the agent service is running. Give it a minute and you should see it in the Fleet UI under hosts. That's it, the host is enrolled. Click into your new host. Here you can see some basic stuff, like OS version, memory, available disk space, hardware model, IP address, and installed software. This is the single pane of glass inventory piece, and it's incredibly useful even before you do anything fancy. Now let's see if our host is really integrated. Go to Queries and add a query. For example, currently logged in users. You can save the query and run it like a cron job or perform a live query. You can run it against one host, all hosts, or a filtered group. Then show results coming back live. Or you can find SSH processes. This is a superpower. Live endpoint interrogation without SSHing into every machine. Next, policies. Policies in Fleet are basically queries that return pass or fail. This is audit, not enforcement. Go to Policies, add policy. Check if htop is installed. Here's the same like in queries. You can save it and run it on a schedule or perform a live test. As you can see, htop is not installed. If you want enforcement, you typically pair Fleet with a config management tool like Ansible, Radar or similar. Remember that htop is not installed. We will come back here in a sec, but for now go to controls. This is where Fleet groups features like OS settings, scripts, variables. Quick heads up, some control features require enabling MDM and may require a license. In most Homelabs, Fleet shines immediately with hosts, inventory, queries and policies. And then controls become the advanced layer once you start managing Mac OS or Windows fleets at scale. Just want to show you an interesting tab here, that's scripts. Let's add a script. This is an example script that will install htop. Now that we saved our script, go to Hosts, select your host, and under Actions click Run Script. The script has run. Let's go back to policies and see if htop is now installed. And now the check passes. After a couple hours, you also should see all installed software under the Software tab. Here you can also filter for software with vulnerabilities. You also see all installed operating systems and every vulnerability detected. And that's the full starter setup. Fleet deployed via official Docker-Compose stack. fleetctl installed on the admin machine, a Linux host enrolled, and your first queries and policies working. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and check the description for the full written guide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.